thrilling show, The Masked Singer.
I know exactly who this is. God.
What is up, everyone? I am Chris Knight, and you are watching The Real Review 3000 here with a special edition of Unmasking the Masked Singer. An update, if you would. Remember, guys, we're just going to jump right into this and tell you to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff. Consider helping us out with the PayPal donation. Help us reach that 5,000 subscriber goal. Reach out to us on Twitter at chrisknight5150. Emails chrisknight@therealreview3000.com. And we are on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram. Remember, all that information, much more, is down in the description box. Now, let's get right to this. So, after I recorded episode 7 of Unmasking the Masked Singer, I kind of by happenstance came across some footage that I hadn't seen yet, and it was footage from tonight's episode. So currently it is 4:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. The show doesn't air till 7 p.m. and I know that this might seem a little weird, but I am going to change one of my answers, and I'm actually going to change who's going to get voted off because it's a double elimination. I don't think two people are getting voted off. I think one person's getting voted off, and I think one person is going to be leaving by choice. Now, that person I think is going to be the Serpent. So we're going to change right now and say that the whatchamacallit's going to be gone, and he's going to be voted off, and that the Serpent is going to unmask him, well, not necessarily unmask himself, but have to leave. Why? Because I believe now that the Serpent is Dr. Elvis Francois. Now, if you don't remember this name, this is the guy that did the version of Imagine in a hospital waiting room for patients who were suffering from the coronavirus. And it was very moving. It was very wonderful. I'm a big John Lennon fan. And I thought it was respectful of John Lennon and how he did it. And I think it was very purposeful why he did it. Now, at first, when this came up through other conversations before this point, I just kind of passed off and said, no, I don't think it's him. He's a doctor. The risk-reward of this is just not strong enough, I didn't think. I just thought that, going out there, risking getting it himself possibly, or other things, and then the time maybe he would have to quarantine himself from when he would go back to the hospital or whatever. I just thought, no, there's no way. But then I started reading around, and I started reading that he and the other doctor who was playing piano actually went and performed the national anthem at the Indy 500. So I was like, okay, so he did leave. And I've heard that they basically flew him in and flew him out. He didn't get near anybody. They were very specific on how he could do it. And he did that. Then I read a little more, and I found out that he has released an album to help fundraise for Coronavirus Response Fund. Now, putting those two things together, that means that any publicity he gets is going to help this great cause. And I then saw the footage for tonight, little bits and pieces, of Dr. Drew in his eagle costume, and Ken crying. Now, Ken, if you know, guys, is a doctor. He was a real doctor. It's not just something they call him Dr. this, or Ken. It's not that they call him Dr. Ken just because. He was an actual doctor. So, with him crying, I think that there was a lot of emotional tie there to him and what it means, what this guy is doing. And so, the other thing I also noticed was that all the judges in all Group B performances are wearing the same apparel, the same outfit. So I'm thinking this was done in a very short amount of time. Maybe they did all their performances in one day, or at least enough for Dr. Elvis to do his performances in one day. And then he says, I got to go, and I've given you the time I could. And they let him unmask himself. Basically, they say, I got to go, or I don't know how they're going to do it, but I kind of believe now, and I will change my answer, that the serpent will be going home by choice, and that the serpent is now Dr. Elvis Francois. Now, I know both these clues fit for both Leslie Odom Jr. and Dr. Elvis. But Dr. Elvis is from the islands, so the Caribbean, the picture of that works. He talks about digging out of debt. One of the books was Dig Out of Debt. Now, the D-I-G-G, I believe, is what it said. That kind of made me think David, I can't say his name, David Diggs, who was a performer in Hamilton. That's why I kind of thought Leslie Odom Jr. But Dr. Elvis's family, his dad actually had to help. They had to dig themselves out of debt, and that was what he went to medical school for. He did want to become he didn't want to study musicology, so the medicine or musicology works for him too. But the Serpent Senior thing is very poignantly saying a father, not parents. So the parents being behind Leslie Odom Jr. works, but the father, that's the only parent, I guess, that Dr. Elvis still has, is his father. And his father was by his side, pushing him to be whatever he could be and whatever he wanted to be, and was always there by his side, saying, you can do this, you can do this. And I think that's more the point of the Serpent Senior now. So with all of the stuff that's come out just within the past 24 hours, I'm going to change it to say that whatchamacallit's going to get voted off, and that's Lonzo Ball, and that the Serpent will choose to leave, and that's going to be Dr. Elvis Francois. Those are the two people I think for tonight, guys. It is now 4:20 p.m. Central Standard Time, so 2 hours and 40 minutes before the show actually airs. So hopefully I'm right, but I did change my votes on this, or my mind on this. But that's what the special edition is for, guys. Thank you very much again. Don't forget, again, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that good stuff. Especially hit that bell, guys. Help us out with a PayPal donation. Please reach out to us on Twitter at chrisknight5150. Emails chrisknight@therealreview3000.com. Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. All the information, more down below. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm right. Hopefully before the show. But thank you very much, guys. I'm loading this up right now. I am Chris Knight. This has been The Real Review 3000, and I am officially out of here.
Hey guys, thanks for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe to both channels, and make sure to check out our friends in the Fandom Minutes. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and BitChute, and you can also send us an email at sean@seanstackhousereacts.com and chrisknight@therealreview3000.com. Be sure to swing by our Teespring store to pick up some awesome merchandise.